Ciao a tutti e benvenuti al tavolo italiano. Welcome to the second in our series of product reviews to help us learn Italian. In this video, I'd like to talk about a book that I've actually come to love. It's one of the first books that I bought in my study of Italian. It's called Italian Verb Drills. Now, during the course of this video, if you think that you'll find this book interesting and you'd like to get a hold of it, you'll find a link at the bottom of the video screen telling you where you can go to purchase this book. The reason why I like Italian verb drills is the Italian verb system is incredibly important in learning Italian. Unlike American and English, we really don't have to master a complex verb system. I mean, let's face it. When we conjugate a verb in the present tense, it's can't get much simpler. For instance, let's take the verb to play, which is our infinitive, to play. We have I play, you play, he or she plays, have to add that S, we play, you play, and they play. Now, if you didn't know how to conjugate play in English before this video, I bet you already have it down pat. Italian's a little bit different. You actually have to conjugate the verbs. And there's just a whole set of ramifications because of that. Every ending, for instance, let's take the Italian verb for to play, giocare. Okay? So, io gioco, tu giochi, lui lei gioca, noi giochiamo, voi giocate, loro giocano. So if I say gioca, we know that we're referring to lui or lei, he or she, in most cases. If I say giochi, we know that I mean you play. But if we just say play in English, we don't know necessarily without context who we're talking about. Therefore, we find ourselves using subject pronouns most of the time in English, whereas in Italian they don't. And that's why. The verb carries that information. The more you get into the Italian verb system, the more information a verb can actually carry, which is one reason why sometimes in Italian you can word a sentence using 3 or 4 words, where in English we got to use 7 or 8 words. It's a very, very interesting language. And if you've studied Italian long at all, then you've come to realize already that the verb system is a huge part of that language, much, much different than English. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be frightening or discouraging. It can actually be fun. And I think Verb Drills accomplishes that. They take a very logical approach to the verb system. For instance, if you look at the table of contents, they start off with an overview of Italian verbs. Then they talk about verbs ending in ARE, ERE, and IRE. And they tell you all about the significance of that. They start in the present tense. They start off talking about regular verbs. They give you a vocabulary list of verbs. They tell you how to conjugate those regular verbs in the present tense. And then they move into the corresponding irregular verbs for that particular conjugation, meaning letters that it ends in ARE, ERE, or IRE. Then it moves on to talk about, this book covers the future tense, the imperfect tense, the imperative tense, the passato prossimo, passato remoto, trapassato prossimo, the subjunctive tenses. And then in the very back, there's some additional information about the use of infinitives, different idiomatic expressions using verbs, some very, very handy information in here. One of the things I really like about verb drills, though, and you're going to notice that my book is actually marked up substantially. Oh, I found a clean page here. Is that with every chapter, they usually give you a multitude of exercises or drills. Hence the title of the book, Verb Drills. What I do recommend you do, you'll notice mine were filled in, what I do recommend you do is you take a notebook and you actually write your answers to the questions in the notebook. That way, if you didn't get them all right and you need to restudy it again, you can come back and the book is still useful. You just get out another piece of paper and fill in the answers again. And after you fill in the answers to the questions, this is one of those books that has all of the answers in the back for all the chapters. So you can check your work. However, I got to warn you, don't look in the back until you try to answer them yourself first. But this is a great book, Italian Verb Drills. I'd recommend it to anybody. Right there is a link. You can find it right. Just go into Untitled Italiano. Very easy to purchase. Very cheap book. Great investment. I recommend you get it. There is one more thing I want to mention though. It's not, getting this isn't just like getting a book. Although it is and it can be. However though, there's an added benefit if you purchase this book. And that is on Il Tavolo Italiano. We've developed a class, Verb Drills. I think it's called Enhanced Verb Drills. If you go to the iltavoloitaliano.com website, go up and click on Learning, and then Italian, you'll see Enhanced Verb Drills 1. We're working on getting Enhanced Verb Drills 2 out there right now. Enhanced Verb Drills 1 covers about the first third of this book. It's a companion study that goes with this book. It comes complete with videos, both vocabulary videos and explanation or teaching videos, crosswords, all the various things that come with our typical lessons. And like I said, it just goes step by step right with this book. So if you don't fully get everything in here, you also have the benefit of studying the same material online at the Il Tavolo site at the same time. And this book gives you added drills. Now I actually reference this book in that class, so that class isn't meant to take the place of this book. It's meant to augment it, to work with, and together I think they're a great pair of tools. So once again, this is my second recommendation. I think it's probably the second most important book for any student of Italian to have. Really recommend you get it. I would like to hear your feedback if you do decide to purchase this book. Let me know what you think about it. I found it to be very useful, a great tool. By the way, this was actually the first textbook that we used for the very first workshop that we held in the Charleston Italian Table Italian Language Group. So, grazie mille for visiting with us today. I hope this is helpful. I hope you check this out. Definitely hope that you look at the class online. The link for both of those are right below. The top link is for purchasing the book, and the second link is for the free online course. So, ciao, grazie mille, e ricordate, parlate italiano.